What's up guys, my name is Cameron Kokalis and this is the first video on my new YouTube channel. So thank you for stopping by and watching the video. For this first video, I thought it would be perfect to do a full in-depth build breakdown on my wide-body Toyota 86. For this build breakdown, I'm going to start on the outside with the bigger parts and I'll work my way towards the smaller details. Once I'm done with that, I'll then finish it off with the interior. Okay, let's get started running through the parts.
Pulling out the coupe at the lot, Tony fuck 12, fuck SWAT, busting all the bells out the box. I just hit a lick with the box, had to put the stick in the box. Pour up the whole damn seal, I'ma get lazy. I got the mojo deals, we been trapping like the 80s. She said the nigga so.
Okay, starting on the outside with the most prominent part on the car, I have the Pandem V3 wide-body kit. I have the full kit, so that came with the rear diffuser, the splitter, and the front bumper. I decided not to use the splitter or the front bumper because I just felt like they didn't flow with the car very well. So I opted for going with the Scion FRS front bumper, and I created some custom front bumper pieces out of fiberglass and I molded them to the bumper, and I was actually able to get the body line really nice on both sides. You can see how clean it is. And then going with the front bumper, I also have the Battle Arrow front splitter mounts. So I just used the mounts, and then I used a 3/8 inch piece of ABS plastic to cut the splitter out. And that just came out super good. It protects the bumper and it mounts to the chassis, so even when I scrape, it doesn't just break the bumper, which is really nice. And then while we're on the front bumper, I also got the OEM fog light pieces, and then I created a ABS plastic fog light delete. Okay, so picking up after the front bumper section of the car, I have the Spec D headlights, which look really nice. And I also have, this is on the front and rear, I have the matte black Toyota emblems. And then going to the rear, you can see the other matte black Toyota emblem right there. And while we're on lighting, I have these custom clear Tom's taillights. I used a set of red Toms and my stock taillights, and I cut them apart and then molded the clear lens onto the Tom's taillights. And it gives you that cool gray and black look that people like so much. So next we're gonna go to the carbon fiber parts on my car. So in the front, I have the Sabon VS carbon fiber hood. This hood's super nice and it flows really good with the car. After that, I have a Pandem V3 duckbill in carbon fiber. This part was super hard to source, but I'm really happy I got it because it helps tie the car together from front to back, because then I can have carbon on both ends of the body. And then in the rear with that carbon fiber duckbill, I also have the carbon fiber Street Faction Engineering chassis mount wing. This is my favorite wing in my opinion because it's super industrial and aggressive and it just looks really cool on the car. So after that, I have the Workmeister S1 3Ps. I have them finished in matte black with a brushed finish on the lip, which has a gloss clear coat on them. I have a 7.5 inch lip in the rear and a 5-inch lip in the front. And then while we're on the wheels, I have the Toyo R888Rs, which are the best tires in my opinion. In the front, I have a 265/35/18, and in the rear, I have a 315/30/18. So on the wheels, I have the Project KICS lug nuts holding them on. They're just a nice clean spiked lug nut. I've also I ground down my brake calipers, so I got off that gross texturized finish that it comes from factory, and then I just sprayed them with a nice silver to finish off the wheel setup. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over my suspension on the outside. So I have Airlift Performance 3P suspension, and to achieve my amount of camber, I also have rear lower control arms and tow arms. I was really big on the fact that I didn't want camber in the rear, and on the FRS, when you lower the rear, it kind of squats out and it has about 3 to 3.5 degrees of camber. So to take that camber out, I used the rear lower control arm and tow arm, and I was able to achieve a negative 0.5 in the rear and then 0 in the front, which is exactly what I wanted, and I'm super happy with it. Okay, to finish off the outside of the car, I'm gonna be going over a few small details and some stylistic things I've done. So the major thing you see here is the livery. This was designed by collective.us, that's his Instagram handle. He was super nice to work with, and we were able to come up with something that is really clean, yet super aggressive and unique, and it makes the car stand out. After that, I have the Downstar fender flare hardware. This is the low profile variant, and it just looks super clean, and it's also a good alternative to the rivets or self-tappers that most people use because it's both removable and reusable. After that, you can see the grills that come with the plastic grills that come with the Pandem V3. And to match that, I did the Pandem V3 plastic grill in my stock bumper. And I did this because the grill that comes with the bumper is not a full grill. It kind of has a split in the middle where it's like solid plastic, and I feel like it just looks a lot cleaner to have the grills match with the Pandem V3 grills. So that's pretty much it for my walk around on the outside of the car. Now we're gonna go to the inside of the car. Okay, so next we're gonna go over the interior of this car. Sadly, it is an automatic. That will be changed soon because I plan to 2JZ swap this car, and it will also have a manual transmission. So the major part of the interior is I have the Brom Racing Diamond Edition seats. These seats are super aggressive, and since they have gray stitching, I feel like they look really good with the rest of the car. Brom makes really good designs that'll fit pretty much anybody's car, and they're just super comfortable. So after that, I have the Street Faction door cards. These are just a steel door card, and they come with all the things that you need to mount your original fixtures and stuff. So with that, I mounted my airlift controller to the door card because it's very easily accessible for the driver, but it's also out of the way where the passenger can't touch it, because the last thing you would want is the passenger accidentally pushing the air out button on like the freeway or something and having the car just laying on the ground. So after that, I have the We Are Likewise Street Edition steering wheel. This steering wheel was super hard to get because there were only 100 of them made, and I actually didn't have this car when they originally came out, so I had to source it used, and it took me about 1.5 to 2 years to find this one, but I'm so happy that I did. So going with the We Are Likewise stuff, I also have the We Are Likewise Daytona in the black colorway with the same Street Edition logo on it. And then to go with that, with the same knurling, I also have the We Are Likewise drift button. So going over to the more stock Toyota stuff, I have the, it's like a OEM matte black dash panel. I also have the OEM matte black air condition rings and the OEM matte black side pieces to the center of the car. And this was all matte black, but I wrapped half of it because I thought it would look cool with the livery. I also have the blacked out buttons because I thought they looked cleaner than the gray ones that come in the car. And to go with all the black, I have the OEM Toyota center console with the gray stitching. I feel like this is one of the best modifications on my car. It makes it so much more comfortable to drive versus the little one that slides back and forth that comes with this car. I have also updated all the boots. So this is a new e-brake boot and a new shift boot because when I got the car, they were just kind of torn up. So that pretty much wraps up the interior. There's not too much in here, and though there will be more soon, but for now, that's the whole walk around of the car. That's it for my build breakdown. Thank you guys so much for watching to the end. Follow me on Instagram at cams.86 and like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Be ready for some other new content because I plan to make videos documenting all the projects I do in the future on this car.